everydaytaichi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. Extend those arms. Keep them up as high as you can as you turn your hips and waist to peek at the heel of your opposite foot. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight. Kick your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3. Shift weight. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up your span, parallel feet, Shift your weight, cross and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift your weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good Tai Chi posture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good golden cockerel. Remembering to grow through your spine. Grow a little taller. Opening up our span. Good Tai Chi posture. Remember to center, to counterbalance. Okay, here we go. Shift weight, center. As you come up, push down with the other hand. Center, shift weight, up. Shift weight, center, up, down. Use your core, use the central part of your system, your center of gravity. Last set. Kicking out. Shift weight, center with the foot, with the hand. Follow the kick with your eyes, with your hand. Last set. Okay, continuing to warm up. Root down. Good size with the ball. Don't hover over your ball. T stance, L stance. Move that ball. Part the wild horse's mane. Get a good stretch. Sit back and lower. Pivot. Center with a ball and a T. Out and to the side on an L. Move that ball. Bow stance. Sit back, lower. Pivot. Root down. T and ball. L and ball. Here it is. Sit back, lower, pivot, center, L stance, bow stance. Do not lead your motion with your hands. Twist step, T stance, L stance. Move that energy. Hands go for the ride. Sit back, lower. Pivot, ball and T. Use your core to part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, lower, listen carefully. Twist step, parallel higher on a T. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist. Set up your hands. Hands do not direct your movements. Lower, pivot, T stance, out and to the side, move the hips and waist, turn, brush knee. Sit back, lower, pivot, parallel higher on a T, ear, heel, hand, turn, hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, lower, pivot, parallel higher on a T, ear, heel, hand, turn, hips and waist. Hands go for the ride. Sit back, lower, pivot, Hold your ball in a T stance. You're going to take an L stance to push your opponent away. Turn your hips and waist, reposition your hands. Bring down the bird's tail as you look back. Turn, contact, center of your body, extend that energy. Roll back, sit down, up, and then power forward. Sit down, sit back, lower, pivot, holding your ball on a T stance, out on an L, ward off. Turn hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail, look back, sit back, turn, square contact, push, separate and roll back, make yourself small, sit down, up, power forward. Sit down, sit back, pivot, hold your ball, out and to the side, ward off. Turn hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail, look back, sit down, turn square contact, push, separate and roll back, make yourself small, drop those shoulders, flex your knees, then up, power out. Sit back, sit down, pivot, holding your ball in a T stance, you're going to part the wild horse's mane out and to the side. Here it is, cloud hands in the 10. Sit down, sit back, pivot, open step, flip meet close. Middle, flip meet open, middle, only flip, middle, flip meet close, middle, flip meet open, middle, only flip meet, center yourself, up, golden cockerel. Kick out. Holding your ball, grasp the bird's tail. Make yourself small, power up, then forward. Center, ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Make yourself small. Power up, then forward. Sit back, lower. Pivot, open pivot, in pivot, embrace the tiger, up, push out. Separate, drop your shoulders, flex your knees as you now close your form. Okay, so with that warm up, we're going to then review, refine, redo, reevaluate what we did in the last lesson, which was Tai Chi walk using parting of the wild horse's mane and brush knee. And then I want to get into the transitions to the two big movements there, okay? So as a review, we're going to come forward first. We're going to do our Tai Chi walk using our parting of the wild horse's mane, okay? Here we go. Pivot out, hold your ball. L stance, move that ball, get a good stretch. Sit back, lower, pivot out, center, move that ball on an L, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, lower, pivot out, center, L stance, bull stance. Sit back, lower, pivot out, center, L, both stance. Okay, make sure that your feet work are in good alignment. Otherwise, there's no sense of learning the 24. We should not worry too much about our hands, since our hands are dictated by the movement and the power of our core. If our leg work is done correctly, more than likely the energy is also correct, but never correct by just handwork. Okay, transition. Half step forward, hold your ball. Everybody listen, do it the way I'm doing it rather than your same old way. Rotate the ball to the right, sit back on your back foot, follow the hand that's going up, which is your left, put your toe out, point it down, look forward. Okay, this is what we're going to learn today. Okay, one more practice. We're going to go back to our original position, move away from the left side, and we're going to advance to the left, as if we were truly doing Yang 24, okay? On a tee, holding our ball. Out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane. Get a good stretch. Sit back, lower, pivot out, ball and tee, out on an L, part the wild horse's mane. Get a good stretch. Make sure that that left hand is stretched out or the back hand. Sit back, out, pivot, L stance, bow stance, bow and arrow. Sit back, lower, pivot out, ball and tee, move that ball and L, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, lower, pivot out, hold your ball, out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane. Today's lesson, try it for experience. Half step forward, hold your ball on your toe. Spin the ball to the left as you sit back on your back foot. Follow the advancing right hand up with your eyes. Lift up the left foot, set it on its toe. White crane spreads its wings. Okay, weight heavily on the back. And we'll talk more about the positioning of the hands. Okay, come back to your original position. We're going to practice how to do Tai Chi walk, doing brush knee, and then do the same pattern, and then we'll put it all together, okay? So we're coming forward. We're on a T stance, parallel higher this time, okay? Parallel higher. Out on an L, move that top hand, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn, hips and waist, brush, knee. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn, hips and waist, brush your knee. I'm going to be very particular about the timing. Parallel higher, ear, hand, heel, turn, hips and waist, brush your knee. Those are not merely words, okay? Match the words up with your actions. Parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn, hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, L stance, move the hips and waist, all together. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn, hips and waist, brush your knee. Today's lesson, half step forward, sit back on your back foot, rotate the front foot, reposition hands, set it on its heel, play your lute. Okay, go back to your regular position, and we're doing it, advancing as if we're doing the Yang 24, going to our left now, okay? All right. Weight it down on our right or back foot on a T-step, parallel higher, parallel higher. So make sure that you understand that it's a multitask. You cannot come here, come here, come here, and come here. you need to do it all together. Can you face me and just do it all together? Can you do this? Can you do this? Set it up right first, okay? So you see where this left hand is? It's not here. It's up a little above here, almost to my shoulder. So we're looking at this motion, right? Show me this motion. Is it going similar? Same time. Is it coming down? Is my left wrist turning? Is my left wrist turning? Watch it. It's not turning. It's not turning. It's not turning. But when it does, it's the power of my, watch, out, out. So we're looking at three things, okay? Out and ear, hand, heel. When I turn my hips and waist, then the hand or the wrist takes another position. But it doesn't start to turn here. There's no energy yet expended. It's still stored in my leg. We'll talk more about it, but I want to call it early because there are things that you should be aware of while we're doing our Tai Chi walk, okay? Let's clean it up a little bit more, okay? We have the opportunity now to try it out. On a T-step, parallel higher. Here we go. Weight it down because we want that energy stored on our back or right foot. L stance. Ear, hand, heel, turn hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn hips and waist, brush knee. Today's lesson. Half step forward, sit back on your back foot, rock the front foot, reposition your hands on your toe, put it on its heel, weight on the back, play your lute. Drop your front foot, left hand centers, right hand up higher. That's the reason why we need to have a good positioning here, because the next week's lesson is then to repulse the monkey. You want the weight on the back. Okay, so far so good. You're able to follow. You're able to clean up a little bit or a lot. Just clean it up by refining, getting it tuned in a little bit better. Not just necessarily timing, but also how the body moves and how the hands do not lead the movement, but your center of gravity, which is your core or your stabilizers, help you to move. Our movements are not led by our hands in any situation. The hands are here and they move because my body and my energy helps them to move. Do you see that? As small and isolated as this movement, my core makes my movement complete. Whereas if you did not understand that, you would lead with your hands. Okay? It sort of looks okay, but it's not really Tai Chi, so let's put it that way. So if you think about what you do, what you see yourself doing on videos, perhaps you can have some room for improvement, okay? All right. We said that we would look at transitions. When white crane spreads its wings, the front foot is always the left foot. It's always on its toe. So you can actually be doing it with me and then get a better feel and understanding of what the positioning is. So we said the left foot is on its toe. Right away you know that if it's on its toe, the other foot should have its weight, right? Because this toe is just a weightless foot, or 1 or 2%. And the positioning here is the left hand, the left foot's on its toe, the left hand is out and to the side in a cocked position. The right hand is higher than your head, higher than your forehead, and it sits slightly dipped so that if you were to draw an imaginary line from your left baby finger, it would cut across the shoulder of your opposite side, okay? And to get this position, you would have to have weight on the back. If there's weight on the back, I cannot have a straight posted foot or knee. I have to come down to hold my weight. And don't bring this in now, keep it out. So let's just say 2 feet on 2 different lines, drag the back one to a 45, put the toe on the other foot, and then position, okay? It's flexed, the knee is flexed, you're weighted down, and the left foot has it on its toe. The left hand sits to the side of your thigh, the right hand is above your head, and the baby finger cuts through your shoulder. Yeah, is that good? If your left foot is only on its toe, it cannot be this way. It has to be this way. Extend the knee so that it's a straight leg. Foot in the back has its weight. Weight it down, yeah? Okay, good. All right, so now we sort of have that feeling. Then the left hand makes sure that it's not sleeping, it's holding its position there. Holding our ball out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane. Get a good stretch. Sit back, lower, pivot out, hold your ball, out on an L, move that ball. Here it is. Use your core to get where your hands want to be. Sit back, lower, pivot out, center, out on an L. Here it is. Half step forward, hold your ball on your toe. Spin the ball to the right as you sit back on your back foot. Lift up the right hand, rock the front foot, bring it up, set it down on its toe. One more time. Actually, let's go forward, okay? Let's go forward. So then everybody can see, all right? Holding our ball towards the road. We're going to part the wild horse's mane to get into our transition. Out on an L, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, lower, pivot out, hold your ball, out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, lower, pivot out, hold your ball, out on an L, move that ball. Here it is. Half step forward, hold your ball. This is for balance and centering. Spin the ball to the right, sit back on the back foot, rock the front foot, lift it up, set it on its toe, set, white crane spreads its wings. So then ask yourself, left foot on its toe, extended knee. Left hand sits to the side in a cocked position rather than sleeping position, okay? Right hand above your head, slightly forward, right? Slightly forward rather than back or above. And is your baby finger cutting through the side of your left shoulder? Is your elbow in a downward position rather than a sidewards position? That's very important. Is your right foot or your right knee flexed, or are you exaggerating by doing it this way? Which is wrong. You're going to have to lower yourself, right? Drop your front foot, bisect. When you bisect, you come down to your danten. You swirl back, you look back at your backhand, and this is the parallel higher, right? All right, let's try it again. We're at white crane spreads its wings. Give yourself a little rest. 2 feet on 2 different lines. Drag the right one back, 45-degree it. Put the left foot on its toe, extend the knee. White crane spreads its wings. Left hand to the side of your thigh, right hand above your head, forward. Baby finger slices through the edge of your left shoulder. Weight on the back. Drop your front foot, bisect your body. Swirl the left hand to the back, lift up the front foot, put it to the ear, down on its heel, brush your knee. All right, this time you're gonna watch, okay? So watch, this is my white crane. I'm gonna drop my front foot as I bisect. I bring that left hand over, parallel higher. This is important now. 3 things happen. Ear, hand, heel, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. So this is what I want to drill with you. You're on your toe, weight on the back, you parallel higher. This is what I want you to do, okay? Can you do that for me? A few times before we actually brush our knee. I'll set you up. Left foot on its toe, extended knee. Right foot flexed. Left hand parallel, my sense of parallel, right hand higher. We're going to do this. When the top of right hand comes to your ear, the hand goes down, but the foot comes up. Okay, can you do that by yourselves and do it so that you understand it? Ready, go. Ear, hand, heel, ear, hand, heel, ear, hand, heel, okay? Ear, hand, heel, turn hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, lower, pivot out. Here we go. Ear, hand, heel, turn hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, lower, pivot out, position your hands parallel higher. Ear, hand, heel, turn hips and waist, brush your knee. Half step forward, sit back on the back foot, rock the front foot, bring it to its toe, set it on its heel as you set your hands for playing the pipa or playing the lute. Weight on the back. So ask yourself a self-check. Is your front left foot on its heel with an extended knee? Is the back right foot holding all the weight and a flexed knee? Is your left hand in the center of you, higher than your right hand, which the right hand, the palm should be across from your flexed elbow of your left hand, slightly dipped inwards. Okay, that's a lot of words and we'll talk about it again. Drop your front foot, center your front hand, look at the back hand is higher. Then we get into lift up, just the way you did 3 things, you're gonna do 3 things going backwards. Ear, heel, turn hips and waist, repulse of the monkey. Okay, so a little taste of what's going to be in store. But as I was teaching, I could see that when I told you to hold your stance, especially on the lute, it taxes that back foot. Because why? You are definitely holding that weight. If you're definitely holding the weight, which is correct, then you are more apt to have a good repulsing of the monkey. If it is not, and it's shared where 60 is here and 50 of the weight is here, you're going to have trouble. You're going to bounce to hold your weight when you repulse the monkey. But once you understand that the weight is there, it's relatively easy to repulse the monkey. Okay? So everything is kind of snowballs. It's like what you do in a previous motion or in a retroactively speaking bears on how your next movement's going to kind of turn out. So we have to be a little clear and make sure that we understand fully why we're doing or where the weight is, okay? All right, so in all of our movements, and especially for repulsing the monkey, it requires a lot of strength and stamina. If you do not have the required strength or muscle ability to hold your weight, of course, then the movement becomes not as precise. So, yeah, how can we get it precise? Is it going to occur in a few minutes or in a day? No, it's that journey that we're all on. It'll take us for our lifetime to get better, okay? So don't worry about it being a little not as good as you wanted, but the best you can do is the best we can ask, okay? All right, let's string it all together now, okay? Yeah, there's a lot more things that I can teach you, but for now, there's enough for you to grow and to learn from and improve on, and then we can still come back. But we have to lay some groundwork and develop a platform on which we can improve. Okay? Any fast questions? Did you have something, Ben? Okay. All right. Young 24, all the way through stopping at repulsing of the monkey. Okay. Here we go. Good Tai Chi posture. Growing through our spine so that we're a little taller. I'm going to move my foot in because I don't feel like I'm commencing. Commencing form. 50, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, off the ground, open, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, rotate. Take a deep breath in as we elevate. Shoulder level, reverse, drop your shoulders, make yourself small, flex your knees. Hold your ball on a T stance. Part the wild horse's mane, out and to the side. Here it is, get a good stretch. Sit back, lower, pivot out, center with a ball, L with ball, O stance. Sit back, lower, pivot out, ball for better balance, out on an L. Here it is. Half step forward, hold your ball. Spin the ball to the right, lift up your right foot, right hand, left foot comes up, points, extended knee, sets, weight on the back. Drop your front foot, bisect your body, swirl to the back, parallel higher. Three things happen. Ear, hand, heel, lift up, brush knee. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn hips and waist, brush knee 2. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn hips and waist, final brushing of the knee. Half step forward, sit back on your back foot, rock the front foot, reposition your hands, set it on its heel as you play your lute. Keep you there for a while so you know that feeling that we don't like. Drop your front foot, centered hand turns to the palm, look back at the back hand that's higher, weight on the back, let's alleviate that. Lift up, ear, hand, heel, turn hips and waist, brush knee, 1. Center, higher, glance, lift up, ear, heel, hand, meet in the center, pivot, pulse 2. Center, higher, lift up, ear, heel, hand, move the hips and waist, meet in the center. 3, center, glance, lift up, ear, toe, heel, meet in the center, pivot, repulse. Final. Hold your ball on a T-stance, okay? A natural way to rest and pause, okay? Commencing form. 50, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, off the ground, open, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, rotate. Take a deep breath in as we elevate. Shoulder level, reverse, drop your shoulders, make yourself small, flex your knees. Hold your ball on a T-stance. Part the wild horse's mane, out and to the side. Here it is, get a good stretch. back, lower, pivot out, center with a ball, L with ball, O stance. Sit back, lower, pivot out, ball for better balance, out on an L. Here it is. Half step forward, hold your ball. Spin the ball to the right, lift up your right foot, right hand, left foot comes up, points, extended knee, sets, weight on the back. Drop your front foot, bisect your body, swirl to the back, parallel higher. Three things happen. Ear, hand, heel, lift up, brush knee. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn hips and waist, brush knee 2. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn hips and waist, final brushing of the knee. Half step forward, sit back on your back foot, rock the front foot, reposition your hands, set it on its heel as you play your lute. Keep you there for a while so you know that feeling that we don't like. Drop your front foot, centered hand turns to the palm, look back at the back hand, that's higher. Weight on the back, let's alleviate that. Lift up, ear, hand, heel, turn hips and waist, brush knee, 1. Center, higher, glance, lift up, ear, heel, hand, meet in the center, pivot, pulse 2. Center, higher, lift up, ear, heel, hand, meet the hips and waist, meet in the center. 3. Center, glance, lift up, ear, toe, heel, meet in the center, pivot, pulse. Final. Hold your ball on a T-stance. In White Crane, we learned that there are certain parameters. In playing our lute, we know that there are certain parameters. You recall some. Although our feet are parallel and we are this way, our hands now are not parallel. Our hands are not parallel. However, the left hand, the taller hand, comes to my center. The right hand is short of that length, but dips towards my bend in my elbow, palms this way, as if I had 2 raw eggs under my underarm and I do not want to squish it. Okay? I don't want it in this way. Neither do I want it parallel. I want it soft so that egg still remains in that pocket area there. So those are little imagery that you can use when you practice and when you do Tai Chi. Okay? So if you find yourself squishing the egg, hey, then you're going to have to open it up. And once you open it up, it'll lend itself to the positioning of playing your lute. Because you know, if you squished it, it's parallel. However, you left that pocket, it'll nicely dip, take a dip in coming together towards the center. Going over brush knee now. You can easily see that this occurs, but perhaps those of you who cannot need to work on it because it's definitely a multitasking situation. Beyond that, its hands go for the ride. How do the hands go for the ride? If my energy is stored in the back, I need to activate that energy and use my hips and waist to bring that hand around. I do not want it to be around where nothing worked. My energy is still stored in my back. I want the energy, I want your internal energy to move so that the hands go for the ride. If you did not understand that, you would force your hands to do the work for you. So that, yes, is an extreme, that last motion. But anything in between also does not give me the clarity that the hands do go for the ride. Although this is an extreme, anything in between that falls short of the hands go for the ride. So you still need to work on it. So how can you help yourself? You do what I do. You stay on a T-step and you say, first of all, my hands have to work together. My hands work together. My hands do not work together. My hands do not work together, right? Your hands work together. When this comes in, this goes down. Then add on a third thing. Ear, hand, heel. Ear, hand, heel. Sets you up for brushing your knee. If your hand is too far down, it will not give you the power or the energy that it needs to come down. Opposites attract. Together, down, together, down, together, down, out. Together, down, out, and around, okay? Yeah? So it's easy to present it, easy to see it, but it's more difficult to apply it. So you're gonna have to take some work, take it apart. So those of us who are even done it for many, many times, we still have to work on it. It's the timing. Then once you get the timing, you say, well, that really makes sense. My core is working for me. That's why I'm in Tai Chi. I want to stay healthy. I don't want to fall. The core is the stuff. It's not where your hands are going to be when you actually take a dip. And we know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. Okay? I've had a fall. And people tell me, there are a couple people who are out because they've had falls. So we know that Tai Chi is not a guarantee, but we know that it's moving to improve our balance, okay? Moving towards it. Okay.
Lesson. There's a multitude of things to potentially think about. And everybody in this room has a slight variation one from the other in terms of his individuals. You know, some people think this is more important than others. And so standing up here trying to figure out how do I, or even Lucille, get the information out. And it's challenging, okay? In the sense that who am I teaching? Well, we're teaching all 30 people, and everybody is grasping a little bit of the lesson which you're trying to impart. I'm going to try to talk a little bit more about continuity, and then also different maneuvers to help yourself maintain your balance, okay? And this is in relation to the core. When we first teach, say, for instance, we're going to do brush knee, we're saying, we get you up here. But it really starts with, remember, it's a spiral, okay? It's a spiral. We're spiral, not synchronous, yeah? A little off phase, one arm off phase from the other, but nevertheless a spiral. So if you start off here, you might learn the particular form, but you need to go another step more. That is, before you got up here, you had to come up. Spiral had to come up. And that's to help you with continuity. I see some of our students who are very proficient in following exactly what she's taught, what Lucille has taught. They're up here and ready to go. Okay, brush knee, and everybody's up here. And at the beginning, it's okay. Brush, you want to get to this position. And then here, okay? But once you do that, that's when the spirals start. For a timing purpose, to make it smooth, more continuous, you have to figure from here is when the spiral starts, and that's when I get continuity. Okay. Otherwise, what happens is you're didactically correct hand to the ear, but you get hand to the ear before you need to. You need to, for continuity purposes, you have to take the time to come around. Okay? And she said, okay, brush knee, you don't want to be and ready to go. You want to be able to say, brush knee, okay, I know. Yeah? Coming from here. And moving all the time. And sometimes she's trying to make people be synchronous so that everybody's doing approximately the same thing. So as a group, you may, and as an individual within a group, you may be thinking, oh, I got to make sure that I keep in synchrony with the other students. I would appeal to you that you can still do that, but you got to take the patience to just say, oh, I'm moving too fast, so I'll slow down. And when she says, hand to the ear, you're right on spot, okay? But don't worry about, you can alter your pace as you need to. It takes one step more, but that's one of the aims of Tai Chi. Continuity, one of the basic essentials of Tai Chi. Continuity. So sometimes I've said, even when if somebody were to watch you, and you say, that guy's not moving very much, but in your mind, you are moving, all the time moving. The mental game of staying with continuity. Say, I'm a little too fast, so I have to slow down. Wait till everybody else catches up. Or by the same token, everybody else is already here. You might have to speed up a little bit more. But in your mind, as you speed up or slow down, it's continuous motion. In your mind, in your body, you're trying to do that. So people who have it correct in terms of how we taught you the analogy of the dots, you got all the dots. Now it's time to make the picture look really nice and smooth. Keep moving all the time, okay? Another thing that I want to talk about is using your core, using your body to try to help you to stay in balance. And also, sort of closely connected to that is maintaining substantiality enough, and then being able to let go and switch from substantial to insubstantial, whichever foot you're doing, okay? The brush knee comes to mind. You're up here, you're spiraling. The force is here, the center is, dantian is here. These are the two things. One is, we tell you, you now sink down or you get rooted down, and then the dantian is here to sort of say, we're not going this way too far, we're not going this way too far. But then we come up, and what are we doing? We're stuck here, and we're rotating on an axis. That's the other. Remember the dantian, main one is here, other one is right in the middle of your head, in the middle of your chest, making sort of like an axle, okay? So you are rotating on the axle. And then once you get up here, if you stay on the axle, you can just go up and down, and you maintain substantiality as you bring this foot in. And then spiral and forward, okay? You don't need, sometimes you need strength. The one place you need the strength here is being able to stand on this leg. And then from here, these movements here maintain your centralness, your balance, up and down, because you're straight. And if you keep your hand sort of semi-straight, yeah, then switch the dantian forward. Okay. Sit back, substantial, dantian, come up here, help yourself. The hand comes here, and then what happens is you will come out, sorry. Okay, so another one is the monkey, okay? We're here, substantial, after we've done the lute, substantial dantian here. Okay? Coordinate the movement of arm and leg. You come up again, what's happening? The same thing. I'm going up the shaft. Going up the shaft, but I remain stable. Up the shaft. Rotate on the shaft, and I still stay. My dantian is oriented, so I can, the legs come together, then you're out here, you're ready to come out. And you've shifted. Okay, so think about what are the hands doing? The hands help you in terms of getting into position to where you want to be. Okay. Hands and legs help you. You're here, you're still stable, up here, out here. Sit back. Okay. 5 minutes more. Let's go ahead and just, I will just do the beginning through playing the lute, okay? Begin. Up. Down. Hold your ball. Parting of the horse's mane. 1. Parting of the horse's mane. 2. Parting of the horseman. 3. Half step. Hold your ball. White crane spreads its wings. Bisect your body. Brush knee. Brush knee 2. Brush knee 3. Half step forward. Play the lute.
Lower means to sit back. Why do I emphasize that? If you don't sit back totally, the energy is not stored. Therefore, the next movement will not get the power that it deserves.